Hello, YouTubers, brothers and sisters in the Lord, especially to my subscribers. I thought that I'd like to make a video, to be sharing some more, a little bit more personal things. Thank you for all your support and, all this years. I started many years ago and, I just want to explain a little bit. A lot of people are asking me about my short hair. I have there was a doctor who fascinated me. I'm supposedly to be protected from poliomyelitis, and I ended up contracting the virus. So, so a lot of my brain nerve cells are destroyed and or damaged, and so the virus is gone. The virus is gone, but what I have now is the post-polio syndrome. So a lot of functions, bodily functions are affected. One of them is the inability to regulate temperature. If it's too hot, if I go outside, if it's too hot, then I collapse. I don't sweat and I collapse. So in the past, before my husband passed away in March, I think more so before 2015, before I moved to US in 2015. My husband would help me and cool me down. He would, fan me, and then I wake up after several minutes. But one time, because my husband was from Singapore, and I grew up in Singapore. I was born in Indonesia. I grew up in Singapore. My grandparents are from China, Taiwan. Supposedly my grandfather was a Japanese. So, but born in Indonesia, grew up in Singapore, started under the British education system. And then I got married to my husband there. And so we moved here in 2015. So, but Singapore is really very hot and humid. And so, at one time it was really, really bad. And I collapsed and had to call the ambulance. And it took 1 hour before I was conscious again. So from then on, I used to have very long hair, up all the way up to my, below my waist. So every year just gets shorter and shorter, and I just the body just doesn't tolerate heat. Just get less and less tolerant of heat. So it's good that I moved to America in 2015 to San Antonio, Texas, and so I actually, have improved. And my husband also decided, he showed me and he helped me to shave, and I learned how to, cut my hair really short. And so since I moved here, I think in America the weather's drier, not so humid, and I've not collapsed from being under the sun for more than 10-15 minutes, and that's what happened in the past. That could happen. So I keep my hair short, and that's the reason why. And also, another thing is, you notice I've got Elvis songs. I sing Elvis songs, and Elvis is known for being the king of rock and roll, but more so, he's actually the king of gospel music. He got 4 Grammy Awards, and before my husband passed away, there were times that I did go several times to the advanced rehab center. Most of the patients are long-term. They've got long-term illness. They need full-time care, and the age group from 43 to 80, 90, whatever. And then I would sing. And I know Elvis from my mother, because she loves Elvis Presley. She's a fan of Elvis Presley, and I sing his song, and his songs are very easy. It's the way that the way he sings, how he spaces his words, and the choice of the songs that he's singing. And I think Elvis needs a breather as well. There's something, I don't know if he has asthma or what, but so I think his song is easy for me, and it helps to exercise my lungs. That's another problem, another post-polio syndrome problem that I have is so-called some sort of paralysis of the lungs. And I was hooked up for not. I think before I moved here, I was hooked up on an oxygen tank. We're like dependent on an oxygen tank because this lung becomes more and more paralyzed. So in Chinese, post-polio syndrome is known as paralysis syndrome. Paralysis syndrome tells more because for those victims who've got lung paralysis, the lungs are just not moving. I mean, we can be hooked up to oxygen tank for 10 hours, but that doesn't do anything to my lungs, So I started singing. I wasn't really much of a singer, and my husband was very encouraging. He said, hey, churches are paying, you can hear lots of the firecrackers going on, the booming sound in the background, because I live very close to this, to a small street here. And so my husband encouraged me to, because he loves to sing, he's good with guitar strumming, he's got a beautiful tenor voice, and he was the one who's pushing me out there and encouraged me to start, having this gospel music channel, YouTube channel, because so that way, churches and people can just freely use a song, because a lot of the churches have to pay royalty, using songs made by music composers, gospel music composers. So I used to prefer just playing the keyboard, and not so much to sing, but because of my lungs, So by singing the right song, not just any song, and I think Elvis songs really help me to sing. The lungs, it just gets it moving better, more. And I also do deep breathing exercise and all that. Because, that way it can extend their life. A lot of the victims like me, who has got lung paralysis syndrome, they pass away at 55 or 60s, early 60s. And so in my case, I really, singing helps me a lot. The right song, like I sing Elvis' song. And so when my husband helped me, when we go to the Advanced Rehab Center at Live Oak to present the singing of the gospel song and a few of the Elvis love songs, at the cafeteria. There could be as many as 45 people, and these old folks are amazing. They can't really talk sometimes. A lot of them have Alzheimer's, but they can sing. So it's wonderful. It encourages them to to engage with the outside world. But I guess so you can see I'm in my own Elvis kind of Elvis kind of clothing here. You can see with the the kind of bell-bottom sort of opening for the sleeve. So I call it. I guess after a while I stopped because it's a little bit embarrassing when people start knowing and there's an Elvis performance kind of thing. So anyway, I guess I was trying to make a new clothing with the collar even higher, But anyways, so I just want to share that basically the singing helps my lungs to soften it. Otherwise, it gets really stiff, and sometimes when it gets paralyzed, like if I overwork or carry too much heavy things or go under the sun for too long, too hot, something goes wrong with their brain function. I just, the lungs is just not moving, is paralyzed. And I would like to have deep breathing for 7 hours, not able to sleep because it's just not moving. But it's not the solution either. I used to be having oxygen tank and all that. A lot of the post-polio victims who've got the lung paralysis. I mean, there's so many things different. There are different problems. Some of them, they might not have lung paralysis, so that's not too bad. But for those who have lung paralysis, yeah, they may have their respirator, but things start paralyzing. For what reason, I don't know, but they don't usually a lot of them, pass in their 50s, early 60s. So anyway, so I hope this helps to explain, because I know more and more people are asking me, can you wear hair wig? So, hair wig is still warm, I mean, of course I can take the hair wig for photography. I think my previous video, New Year message, I've got hair wig on. But other than that, it's really, kind of, very comfortable with this short hair, I thought. Yeah. I hope that explains, that the reason why I've got short hair. Okay. But in all things, I thank God, and whatever I can do, whether it's to sing or to, whatever I do is to, to give glory to God, to maintain my health, the energy, and be able to be as healthy as I can, and as long as I live, to contribute whatever I can for the kingdom of God. And right now the best is just to make my music and just sing. Yeah. Although I am a widow, but I trust and praise God that this coming New Year 2022 is going to be wonderful, much happier, not only just for me, for everyone. And I like to dedicate a lovely Elvis songs that I sing, which is also good for my lungs. And I think a lot of Elvis songs are very decent in their words, and it just reflects true love between people. And not like a lot of songs are really, the lyrics are bad. So I respect Elvis, and I think also, I mean, personally, I cannot, judge or condemn him, whether it's, I cannot, because, but I know one thing, that when he was, in the audience, 75,000 people, they've got people in the banner holding very, long banner and saying, and the words there is, Elvis is king. And he openly tells them, no, there's only one king, Jesus Christ. I think it's very, respectable, because I don't know how many Hollywood celebrities would do that, openly, is very, very rare, very few. And he's the so-called the king of rock and roll, so famous, but he's openly saying, for that kind of level of, popularity or fame, let's say the Beatles or whatever, I don't think they'll just say, Jesus Christ, whatever. So I respect Elvis, because he grew up very religious. His mother was a very religious woman. So I think at the end of the day, I think he has sincere, desire and urge to believe and to respect Jesus Christ, because openly he told the audience, there's only one king, it's Jesus Christ. So I feel safe singing Elvis's song. His words are good, are decent, because he selects about, I don't know, he sings about maybe 700 over, but the one that we know so far, 400 over, 480 songs that are popular, and he selects them, because he doesn't compose, but he just good songs from singers, from other singers and composers. I guess that's all for my I guess I just want to say Elvis's songs are the words are decent enough, they're love songs, and they reflect real love situations in this world. So although I'm a widow, I would like to, after this, dedicate to you all a wonderful Elvis songs that I sing. And I've got another, Elvis YouTube channel songs that if you're interested, click the link below, and that you all may find happiness in your love for the year 2022, and it will be a prosperous and a wonderful year for all of you. Thank you for watching and listening. God bless. When no one else can understand me, when everything I do is wrong, you give me hope and consolation. You give me strength to carry on, and you're always there to lend a hand in everything I do. That's the wonder of you. And when you smile, the world is brighter. You touch my hand and I am a king. Your kiss to me is worth a fortune. Your love for me is everything. I guess I'll never know the reason why you love me as you do. That's the wonder of you. I guess I'll never know the reason why you love me as you do. That's the wonder